What up, Ho Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten, back at it again. So I've been planning Dr. D's birthday party, and it's coming up here within the week. And part of the planning I was doing was the decorating, okay? And I had a very specific vision for what I wanted the party to look like. This is a big deal. This birthday is a big deal. It's a milestone. So I was planning the party, and I was buying the decorations, and they've started arriving. I somehow ordered 678 balloons that I now have to find a way to blow up. I wasn't looking at the numbers. I was looking at the color, and I was like, oh, well, I need this color, so I'll get this package. And then, like, as I started showing up and I was seeing 70 pieces, 100 pieces, I realized that I have so many. Like, I don't. So anyway, if anybody would like to buy some non-filled balloons, let me know. I can get them to you at a discount, okay? Pay shipping and handling and a nominal fee. I don't know what I was thinking, guys. I really don't know what I was thinking, but I am confident that the party's going to look amazing. It's going to look how I want it to look, and we'll deal with the surplus later. Anti-Hoozins, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe and sanitized. Today, we are here to watch SCP-701, The Hanged King's Tragedy. This is an SCP animation. It's from The Rubber. A couple of you guys have suggested this account to me, so I just decided to go ahead and check it out. I'm super excited. I don't think I've even heard of SCP-701 at all. So this is new territory for me. I hope that you guys are succeeding at whatever it is you are attempting to do today, even if it's something as simple as getting out of bed, okay? And if you don't succeed at that today, no worries, you can try again tomorrow. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Viewer discretion is advised. Alinda takes the dagger from Antonio. She cuts Antonio's throat. Ropes drop from the roof of the stage, a noose for each cast member. Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber. Today, we bring you SCP Foundation Euclid Class Object SCP-701.
I was so concerned.
SCP-701, The Hanged King's Tragedy, is a Caroline-era revenge tragedy in 5 acts.
Okay, that sounds dope.
The play is set in the Kingdom of Trinculo. As the play opens, Forza, the King of Trinculo, has died. While the circumstances of his death remain unknown, it is said that he passed away from natural causes while on retreat from the court. The nobility of Trinculo gathers in the capital for the coronation of the new king, Forza's younger brother, Gonzalo. The soon-to-be king has also married Forza's queen, Isabella.
Okay, that's a little
Performances
weird.
of the play are associated with sudden psychotic and suicidal behavior amongst both observers and participants, as well as the manifestation of a mysterious figure classified as SCP-701-1.
Oh, okay.
The anomalous psychotic event always leads to a human sacrifice, killing all performers and audience members. In short, SCP-701 is a self-evolving mimetic virus that is transmitted through unknown means as the text of the play are spoken in words and acted out physically. 36.78% of all performances of The Hanged King's Tragedy will end with an outbreak.
Oh my God.
According to historical records and investigations, these outbreaks generally follow the same pattern.
Okay.
During the dress rehearsal period, which is held 14 days prior to the event, cast members will begin to spontaneously deviate from the published text of the play. Rather than through improvisation or gaffes associated with going off script, deviations will be both orderly and consistent, as if the actors were working off a new version of the script.
Okay.
The cast and production crew will seem unaware of any changes. And if these changes are brought to their attention, they often claim that the play has run that way from the beginning.
Okay. Okay.
The outbreak generally occurs during opening night, or else at the production with the greatest planned attendance. Then, in the final scene of Act 1, 701-1 begins to appear on stage, generally in the background or to the side of the main action. The cast does not appear to notice or comment on 701-1, at least at first. Usually, during the banquet scene in Act 5, 701-1 appears fully on stage.
Okay.
Here, it will be incorporated into the action of the play as the Hanged King. The cast will either murder each other or hang themselves on the spot, sometimes using items that seem to appear spontaneously on stage.
What?
Rioting breaks out in the audience, with viewers randomly attacking anyone in front of them, regardless of any prior relationship.
Oh no.
Below is a full transcript of the tape recording found in a destroyed consumer-grade camcorder, which was apparently recording the performance from a vantage point within the audience. The play begins with Gonzalo opening up with a toast to the assembled nobility before exiting the stage. Drunk on wine, Isabella confesses to some of the courtiers left on stage that Forza did not die in his sleep as reported.
Bitch.
Instead, while on retreat in the countryside, Forza was fed a sleeping potion by Isabella, then murdered by Gonzalo and his supporters.
I knew it.
As a final show of disrespect, the conspirators hanged the king like a common criminal from a tree.
Goddamn, what he doing,
Isabella goes on to proclaim that Antonio, a minor noble, is actually her and Forza's son, and the rightful heir to the throne.
Oh.
A possible sighting of 701-1 during Isabella's ravings, an anomalous shadow not belonging to one of the cast members, shows up along the back wall of the set. Seconds later, the shadow disappears. Then, the first deviation from the text appeared. Rather than the dialogue between Antonio's servant, Francisco, and the courtesan, the curtain drops and comes back up on a bare stage.
Oh.
Antonio enters from stage right.
And then?
The first indirect sighting of SCP-701-1 begins when the shadow of a figure seems to appear on the back wall, from stage right. Antonio stops in place and acts surprised. The shadow disappears. Antonio begins a long soliloquy confirming that he now believes Isabella's story. Dr. J notes that while this soliloquy seems to be accurate in terms of Caroline-era dialogue, Antonio's speech in this scene does not exist in the original text. The curtain drops and then rises again on Francisco and the courtesan.
This is so in-depth. I really like it.
Antonio returns. The play continues as scripted.
Okay.
This is where the first direct sighting of 701-1
Bad
occurs.
news. Bad news.
It enters and stands at the edge of stage left
Why he
towards
just
the end of
lurking there
Act
like
2.
a lurking lurker, though?
Gonzalo, having learned of Isabella's breakdown and confession, immediately begins to plan the murder or capture of the 3 witnesses in order to cover up the truth.
Damn,
He
you
orders
don't want to try
Isabella
to
to
pay
be
him
locked
off?
up in a convent, with the story put out that the queen is mad. He exits the stage from the left exit. 701-1 seems to turn and follow him as the lights go down.
Jeez.
The second sighting of 701-1 occurs during Act 3. It appears on the edge of stage right as Gonzalo murders one of the witnesses, Sortino. The scene concludes with Gonzalo ordering his cooks to prepare Sortino's corpse as a stew. Scripts
Ew.
recovered from the scene indicate that this section supposedly had been cut out during rehearsal. The third sighting of 701-1 occurs near stage left as Isabella prepares to murder Antonio using a
This girl
draught
is
of
just
poison.
ready to be killing people.
Antonio sees through their plan and forces Isabella to drink the poison,
No.
killing her.
Why was she gonna kill her own baby? This don't make no fucking sense. What?
The fourth sighting was when 701-1 entered with Gonzalo at the beginning of Act 4 and followed him throughout the scene. The scene also contained 2 key moments.
Okay.
First, Gonzalo seems to nod to 701-1 when he mentions he has, in exchange for an unstated tribute, obtained a powerful and tasteless poison from the ambassador of Algada. This is the first time a cast member has seemed to indicate 701-1's presence.
Right.
Gonzalo plans to poison the stew made from Sortino's corpse and feed it to the court. Thus,
Again, why are we feeding a person to people? That's the most evilest thing you could do. I don't understand why it's being done. I don't like, what is happening? You could have just poisoned regular food. You didn't have to turn this man into food. You didn't have to do that.
Ensuring the suppression of the truth. Second, the scene ends with a deviation from the text, whereas the scripted speech at the end of Act 4 is supposed to end with Gonzalo considering his own moral iniquity, but Gonzalo, here, seems to be more concerned that his tribute will be sufficient for the ambassador. The lights go down. SCP-701 enters again at the end of Act 4, as Antonio leaves to secure a blade for his coup.
Oh, jeez.
Rather than exiting, Antonio stops in front of 7011, who hands him a long dagger.
Oh, no.
7011 and Antonio depart the stage together.
Oh, God.
The lights come up.
Is this where
The
the
guests
murder
arrive at
happens?
Gonzalo's banquet. Gonzalo once again offers a toast. However, this time, he offers a toast to the ambassadors of the foreign nations who are present. The meal is served, but before it can begin, Antonio enters, bearing a piece of parchment. Here, the textual deviations begin in earnest.
Okay.
Rather than the parchment, which includes the details of Forza's murder and proof of Antonio's lineage as scripted, Antonio instead describes it as an invoice from the ambassador of Alcada, proving that Gonzalo owes more tribute than he intends to pay. 7011 enters at this point from stage right. The entire cast seems to perceive it. Gonzalo stands up, curses as an aside to the audience, and runs for stage left.
He said, I gotta go.
The
I
rest
gotta
of the
dip
cast,
on niggas.
including Alinda and Francisco, who enter from stage left, physically restrain Gonzalo and drag him back onto the stage.
This is not finna go well for you,
7011, meanwhile, moves to the center of the stage, where it stands in front of Gonzalo's throne. A noose is dropped onto the stage from above. The cast forces Gonzalo into the noose as he begins to curse in Italian. The noose is drawn taut, and the cast drops Gonzalo.
No.
He begins to asphyxiate. Antonio speaks. With this, the tribute, in full, it is paid. He then takes the dagger and draws it across Gonzalo's stomach, spilling his intestines across the stage. Alinda takes the dagger from Antonio. She speaks. With this, fool's blood, it is the hanged king's. She cuts Antonio's throat. Ropes drop from the roof of the stage, a noose for each cast member. The cast assembles underneath them. Alinda takes position next to 7011. She speaks.
Oh my God.
With this, our blood, it is the hanged king's.
This is
The
awful.
cast hang themselves. SCP-701 moves through the hanging corpses into front center stage. The stage lights cut out. Sounds of screaming and physical violence can be heard around the camera. Then there is a loud sound, most likely the camera being knocked over. If any of the audience members survive the initial outbreak, they may exit the performance hall, in which case they will continue to engage in random or opportunistic violence. Victims will generally require sedation or restraint in this scenario.
For how long?
Normal personality will begin to return roughly 24 hours after the event.
God damn.
Surviving victims will generally exhibit signs consistent with a traumatic experience. Some will have no recollection of the event. Others may be rendered permanently comatose or psychotic.
Oh shit. That's intense. I don't know what I thought it was gonna be, but that's not it. Also, can we just talk about the fact that SCP-701, or I guess 701-1, is a dramatic ass bitch? Like, really? You're gonna take center stage and then the lights are all gonna fade and then that's when the chaos, the pandemonium breaks out? Really, sir? And you're a hooded figure. Like, really? Do you have to be that dramatic? I feel like you don't. I feel like you don't. You're being a little bit of a diva, okay? Exhibiting some diva-ish tendencies. But, you know, that's a theater major for you. I love making jokes like that. I don't know anything about theater people. I didn't go to high school. I was homeschooled. But from what I hear, you guys are dramatic. I don't know, though. Who's in? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave your reaction requests and recommendations down in the comments below. And other than that, peace out, Ho Biscuits. It's Skittenlit.